こんにちは、皆さん。今日、私たちは日本語を勉強しています。質問があれば、私に聞いてください。Greetings, everyone. Today we're studying Japanese. If you have any questions, then feel free to stop and ask me at any time. I'm going to continue with Immersion with Card Captor Sakura.
さっきさくらのお母はんを見たんは写真見せてもろてきっとお母はんが出るとみんなが思っとったからやな。ケロちゃんが弾き飛ばされたのは
ケロちゃんが弾き飛ばされたのは Hajiki Tobasu to flick off, to send something flying. Oh yeah, so this Hajiku comes from okay, to flip, to snap, to flick, to repel, to use an abacus, to strum or pluck the strings, and then Tobasu. So it's not its own word? Oh, here you go. Tobasu. To let fly. So transitive. To send flying. So flick and send flying is to flick off, to give someone the flick, to send something flying, to hit a person, to knock down. Hajiki, Hajiki Tobasu from Hajiku and Tobas. So and this is Hajiki Toba Sareta, so that's in causative. So Kira-chan ga Hajiki, Kira-chan ga Hajiki Toba Sarete no wa. So this no is to make this whole sentence like a noun because she basically wants to say this whole subject and then basically the verb or copulas here would be something along the lines of like how did this happen or something, but it's obvious that that's what you want to know, so she didn't bother finishing the question. So in other words, Kira-chan ga hajiki toba sareta no wa, or in other words, how did it cause Kira-chan to be blown off or knocked off, flicked off, or repelled. Kira-chan ga hajiki toba sarete no wa.
さくらのお母はんに会えて嬉しい気持ちがそれだけ飛ばされたのはさくら
Sakura no
のお母はんに会え
yeah, Akahan. Sakura no Akahan ni uh Aete. So Sakura's mother, okay. I Aete, so able to meet. So able to meet Sakura's mother, and then Ureshi Kimochi ga, so happy feelings. So from being able to meet Sakura's mother, happy feelings. And then let's see what it says from there. Wait, it was because I was so happy to see Sakura's mom. Is that a correct translation? Let's see the full sentence.
引き飛ばされたのはさくらのお母はんに会えて嬉しい気持ちがそれだけ強かったんやろ。
それだけ so just what was just said that okay それだけ強かったんやろ so the happy feelings of wanting to meet Sakura's mother were very powerful. Sakura no okaha ni aete ureshii kimochi ga sore dake suyokatan yaro. I guess he was just happy to see. Okay, no. I think he's just trying to say that the happy feelings of meeting Sakura's mom was that powerful. Let's see, to that extent, only that alone, no more than that, that is all. So, soredake suyokatan yaro. Yaro is basically the concept inversion of dado.
さくらのお母はんに会えて嬉しい気持ちがそれだけ強かったんやろ。よかった。お母さん、ここに一人ぼっちじゃなくて。ここ
See, yokata okasan koko ni something bochi janakute. よかった or I'm glad. 母さんここに一人 that's different kanji. Single, alone, spontaneous. What is the difference between this hitori and this hitori? Let's see. The first hitori is used to indicate a factual count of one person or quantity carrying the neutral nuance with no inherent emotional weight. It's the standard choice when specifying how many people are present, participating, such as saying there's one customer. I did it by myself in a literal sense. The other hitori, the one here in this dialogue, emphasizes the state of being alone, solitary, or isolated, often conveying feelings of loneliness or independence. While it can also mean one person, it is chosen when the speaker wants to highlight the emotional aspect of solitude, such as a phrase like, I hate being alone, or speaking to oneself. Okay, so let's see. Bokchi Janakute. Okay, that's probably from Dewa Nai, okay? Let's see. Oh, aloneness, loneliness, solitude. See also this. Hitori Bokchi. Aloneness, loneliness, solitude. Where Bokchi comes from in this phrase. Bokchi is a phrase of Hitori Bokchi. It's a colloquial abbreviation of the phonetic shift of Hitori, meaning one person or alone. The standard Japanese expression Hitori Bokchi, phonetic shift. In casual speech and internet slang, the middle syllables are often dropped and sometimes turning Hitori into Bokchi. Let's see, is Bokchi its own word? It's the standard way to write Bokuchi is its own standalone word in modern Japanese, though it originated as a contraction. It is a slang term of hitori bokuchi, meaning all alone or lonely. Okay, so is it a suffix originally? And hitori bokuchi is bokuchi a suffix or part of the entire word? Hitori bokuchi. Okay, bokuchi is not a grammatical suffix part of a fixed, indivisible compound word. Hitori bokuchi functions as a single noun meaning all alone or lonely. Aloneness, lonely, solitude. Okay. So, yokata oka-san, koko ni hitori bokuchi ja nakute. So, not existing, lonely. Let's see, this is considered a noun, right? Okay, it's a noun. That's right, Josh is dewa. So not existing lonely in this place or here, not existing lonely here. In other words, not she's glad her mother's not alone here. Yokata oka-san koko ni hitori bokuchi ja nakute. Now notice it ends with nakute, which means this is connecting to another sentence. Aetara, so if I was able to meet, ureshii, I would be happy, kedo, but, and then demo also sort of has that but nuance to it, demo. How does it's
会えたら嬉しいけど、でも
Okay, so I think that Kute is just trails off, implying that there's more to be said, but she doesn't say it. Because I think this Ayatara. Let's see, if I met, okay, if I met, I would be happy, but
会えたら嬉しいけど、でも空の綺麗なところにいてくれた方がもっと嬉しいもん。さくら、こんなにもっと嬉しい。
that's like, did she say sorta for that? Let's see.
空の綺麗なとこ
Yeah, sorta no kire, yeah, sorta no kirei na tokoro, sorta no kirei na tokoro ni, yeah, ni ite, kure, uh, kureta ho ga motto ureshimon. So I believe that's, let's see, beautiful sky place, which is basically heaven, essentially. It's a beautiful sky place. So existing in beautiful sky place, and then kureta, so giving. So she's talking about someone else's giving. So I guess you could think of her mother giving her existing in the beautiful sky place. So in the direction of that, and in that direction would be Moto Ureshimon would make her very happy. So it's basically saying that, like, it would be like a get in Japanese you generally refer to things as like gifts. So it's like her existing and having is a gift that would make her a very happy. In the previous sense, she just said being able to meet her would make her happy, but her being in heaven would make her very happy. Let's see. I'd be happier to see her, but I'd be even happier if she were in a place with a beautiful sky. I think it. I think that's a bad translation. I think it's supposed to be a translation for heaven. Is there implication when using for sorta? Yes, using that kanji for sorta carries a specific implication beyond simply meaning sky. While it primarily refers to the physical sky or heavens, it is also used to imply heaven, the afterlife, or death, as seen in phrases like sorta no boru, to ascend to the sky slash sky. Okay. Additionally, in a poetic literary context, it can refer to a higher realm, or be used to express the sky in an elevated or artistic manner. What kanji is used just for sky? Seems to be the kanji commonly used for sky, okay. So, Sora no kirei na tokoro ni ite kureta hou ga motto ureshii mon. And notice how during that pattern we've noticed before, in which when you want to emphasize something logical, you might use yo at the end. But here they use the noun mono, which is thing, basically saying it's a thing as a way of emphasizing it. Sakura, こんなに頑張ったんや. Let's see. So as for Sakura, doing this kind of best. Or maybe Sakura does this kind of thing the best. See, Sakura, you've worked so hard. Gambaru, to preserve, to persist, to keep at it, to hang on, to remain, okay, to stick to one's post. Okay, so it's past tense, you've already done it. Let's see. Explain the grammar of okay. Literally, the sentence translates to Sakura in the case that you've worked hard to this extent. Oh, that's right. So work this kind of hard or this hard, but it's past tense. So you've worked this hard, or you've worked to this extent. So Sakura, you worked so hard, as you'd say in English. You really did your best, didn't you? Let's see. Sakura, that was really hard work. Okay. Sakura, konna ni ganbattan ya. And basically, the so hard is coming from the konna ni.
Sakura, こんなに頑張ったんや。お母さん安心してはるて。Sakura, こんなに頑張ったんや。お母さん。
Let's see. お母さん安心してはるて. I believe anshin is peaceful, relaxing. What's haru though? Anshin, peace of mind, relief, safety, assurance, confidence. Find the nuance of anshin. Peace of mind, relief, sense of security. It describes the psychological state of being free from worry, anxiety, or fear, often resulting from trust in a person, system, or outcome. Trust and safety, and it implies reliance on external factors to ensure or safety or correctness. For example, using software with peace of mind suggests that you trust the tools will function correctly without risk. It is frequently used in the context where stability and normality is restored. Worry-free assurance. In commercials or service contexts, it denotes a guarantee that reduces consumer anxiety, like phrases like worry-free warranty or security and worry-free highlights removal of potential negative outcomes. In both languages, anshin is not just the absence of danger, but the presence of confidence that things are under control and will turn out well. So, Oka-san, anshin shite haru. Yes, that's haru now. This is a suited verb, so that has to be like that. This is probably concept in. Is this concept in explain in English? Here's the phrase Okasan anshin shite harute is concept in. Okay. Oh, Okahan, yeah, it's the concept. Okay. And then anshin shite harute. This is a complex concept construction. Okay, anshin shite, the verbs in please, feeling at ease or reassured, and haru is the honorific auxiliary verb in concept and equivalent to the standard Japanese nasaru or rareru. Wait, nasaru. Yeah, wait, isn't nasaru as in what nasai is based off of? So it has to do with what is it, receiving or giving? Nasaru. No, it's just the polite of to do. Okay, nasaru or rareru, but rareru is the receptive tense. Okay, it is used to show respect to the person performing the action. Okay, so anshin shite haru means please feel at ease, said respectfully on the behalf of someone else, or describing the mother state being at ease depending on the context. Te, okay. In concept and sentence ending, te can function as a casual declarative or an explanatory particle, often equivalent to the standard Japanese yo or nda. It has a tone of explanation or emphasis. Let's see. The phrase structure anshin shite haru is grammatically unusual if directed to the mother. Typically, haru is used to describe someone else's actions with respect. Okay. If the speaker is telling the mother to be at ease, the standard polite would be anshin shite kudasai. Okay. Or concept dialect of anshin shia. Or let's see. Or anshin seihin. But don't worry. Would be more common. However, haru and sometimes be used in a humble or indirect way, where the phrase might be describing the mother's state. Mother is feeling at ease rather than commanding her. Given the te ending, it likely means because mother is at ease, or please feel at ease, mother. Okay. Using specific kansei honorific nuance. So let's see how to take effect stretch to get how to do honorific or respectful Sankeigo language, Kansai dialect. Why is there an honorific to do like haru if there is already Gtk? Why not just drop the Gtk? Gtk is type form of sudo. You cannot drop it because haru is an auxiliary verb, must be attached to a conjugated verb form, not standalone. Sudo, to do, shite, doing the te form, and then haru, a respectful auxiliary derived from nasaru. So, shiteharu literally means doing respectfully, which combines the meaning of is doing respectfully and is doing honorifically. Okay, shite does the core action, and haru adds a layer of respect. That is just a sentence ending particle. It's sent into any particle, not the tab form of a verb. And it functions like yo or ne, and as an assertive or explanatory particle. So, お母さんは安心して歩いて。
もっと嬉しいもん。さくらこんなに頑張ったんや。お母はん安心してはるて。ま、今回はちょっと心配やったかもしれんけどな。
まあ、今回はちょっと心配やったか、やったか。Okay, so a little worried did past tense. So this time a little worry. You worried. So did you worry? Did you worry this time? Okay. Then time. Okay. Most Shiden. Okay, Shiden is probably from Shidenai. Kedo na. So did you worry her this time? I don't know. In other words, I'm not sure if you worried her this time or something like that. Konkai. Yeah, this time or now. Yeah, this is probably supposed to be Shida night, but it's just being dropped to Shiden. See, well, she might have been a little worried this time, though. Ma, 今回はちょっと心配やったかもしれんけどな。
ま、今回はちょっと心配やったかもしれんけどな。遅刻する
上 ?OK。遅刻する。遅刻する。Okay. Lateness, tardiness. Intransitive. Pseudo verb. Chikoku. In other words, I'm doing late. In other words, I'm late. As you would say in English. Oh, here it's basically I'm going to I'm doing late. Actually, how would you grammatically say it? I'm going to be late. Yeah, okay. Chikoku suru. Ue. Let's see. Ue or wa. I'm going to be late. Okay. Chikoku suru. Made from slow. And then chop harsh mince time carving. Nichio na ni. Seifuka. I think that's school uniform, if I remember correctly. Nichio nano ni seifuka. So Nichiyobi would be Sunday, but he didn't say that the B part, he just said Nichiyo, which is probably just a shortening of it. Nichiyo. So Sundays. This is probably the purpose knee. So do you have, I think it's like, do you have Sunday's uniform? Is what it's saying. Say, okay, system law rule and then clothing. It's okay. Oh, you're wearing your uniform even though it's Sunday. Explain the grammar of this. Okay, in casual speech, the copula is often omitted or not implied. Okay. Nanoni, a conjunctive particle meaning even though, despite. Oh yeah, this is just noni, and but then why is na there? Oh, maybe for the same reason it's used in keiyodoshi or non-adjectives. You still need a copula in this, even though it's a continuous sentence. So it's literally to be Sunday, and then no need is like even though basically saying to be Sunday is supposed to be meant as a counterfact. So even though it's Sunday, uniform, or in other words, you're wearing your uniform. So nichiyo nano ni seifuku ka. So even though or despite or but, it connects the first clause, it's Sunday, with the second highlighting a contradiction or unexpected situation. The full form nanda ni noun da shni, but a nano ni is the common contraction. Okay, the full form is nanda ni noun plus da plus ni. Oh, this is from Nanda, not from the na. Not, let's see, Nanda ni, but the contraction is nano ni. Since its final particle, in this context, it turns a statement into a rhetorical question or surprise or doubt. Okay. The sentence is structured is highly casual and elliptical, omitting verbs like wearing or is. It relies heavily on context to be understood. The speaker is surprised that someone is wearing a uniform on a day, Sunday, when it's typically not required. Literal translation: Sunday, even though uniform? Question particle. Natural translation: it's Sunday, yet you're in a uniform. So, Nichiyo nano ni. Okay, Nichiyo nano ni seifuku ka?
遅刻する
日曜なのに制服は
トラブだもん
日曜なのに制服は
Kurebu Damon. Or in other words, she has her club today. Kurebu Damon.
日曜なのに制服は
トラブだもん小兵浜
Ohiho wa hama. Okay, let's see if she actually said it right, correct enough for the translator, because she had food in her mouth. No. Okay, let's see. What was that word she was trying to say? Oh. What is that word that begins with go that you say when you're eating. If you're referring to a phrase that after finishing a meal, it's gochiso-sama. Which is gochiso-sama. Modified into or if that's just a mispronunciation, Gohiho Hama, yeah. Gochiso-sama. Okay, so that's what she's trying to say. Gochiso-sama. Gochiso-sama. Thank you for the meal. Okay. This is made from the kanji. Sama's that polite suffix, but this stuff is go. Okay, chiso. Treating someone. Intransitive. Okay. So in other words, thank you for the treat or thank you for the food. Gochiso-sama. Otanjobi. Omedeto okasan. Otanjobi. Nativity, being born. Declension. Okay. B. Okay. Life, birth, genuine. So life and nativity makes Tanjo, and then B is just day, from day or he. Okay. So Tanjo. It's probably Tanshobi, but it's probably Rakuten rules. Just like that, B is actually a he. Hmm. Tanjobi Omedeto. Congratulations are well done. Let's see what makes this kanji. What is the origin of Omedeto? Let's see. Omedetaku, which is a phonetic evolution. medetai, meaning an admirable or auspicious. The adjective medetai derives from medetai, which itself comes from mederu, to admire, to cherish. Mederu. Oh. Consequently, the original literal sense was to be highly admirable or auspicious. Key etymological components. Medetai from mederu plus tai. Honorary prefix o. Okay, is that kanji? Mi or go, an honorary prefix used to elevate the status of the event or person. Phonetic shift. So meditaku underwent a sound shift in the Muromachi period, where the medieval medial K dropped, evolving into meditaku became okay. Meditaku evolved to become meditau to the modern medito. While often written in hiragana, it is written with teiji phonetic kanji, where the characters are chosen from their sound rather than the literal meaning, though they relate to the auspiciousness, e.g. sprouting or rolling a good number. Meditai means want to admire. No, meditate. It's auspicious. Oh, okay, so it's the it's the Kyoshi itself. Okay. So, medeto is simply based on the sound shift of one word, medetai. Yeah, so medito is formally the result of sound shifting from the adjective meditai. So meditai becomes meditaku when conjugated, and then meditaku becomes meditau, and from there it becomes medito. And then the O for the honorific, O medito. This is the same sound shift is the one that produced words like arigato from arigatai and Ohio from hayaku. Otanjobi omerito ka-san, or happy birthday, congratulations, mother.
お誕生日おめでとうお母さん。
Gochi. Gochi so-sama. Okay. Daisuki da yo.
それじゃ行ってきます。
それじゃ行ってきます。Let's see. それじゃ行ってきます。So as for that, I'm leaving. Let's see. Explain the grammar of let's see, in the case, okay, so it's contraction of sore dewa. In casual spoken Japanese, dewa often shortens to ja. Is sore ja short for sore janai? No, sore ja is not short for sore janai. It's a contraction of sore dewa, meaning well then, or in that case. So in other words, to be that, and then continuing from there, or no, aka well then kind of meaning. Sore ja itekimasu. Well, I'm off.
それじゃ行ってきます。今回はちょっとだけ心配だから来たの。
今回は、ちょっと、ちょっと、ちょっとだけ心配だから、来たの. So this time, I was just a little worried, so I came. Nareshiko. I came because I was a little worried this time. So, 今回は、ちょっとだけ心配だから、来たの. Wait, ちょっと is a fukushi adverb. Dake is the particle. Has this sentence been shortened? No, it has not been shortened in terms of omitted grammatical particles or verbs, but in casual spoken style structure, typical of informal. Okay, but it uses casual spoken style structure, typical of informal conversation. Omission of copula ending. The sentence ends with no, which is a casual explanatory sentence ending. Okay. More formal structure in standard Japanese, you write no des. Okay. Omission of subject watashi. Okay. Is omitted before kita. This is standard in Japanese when the subject is clear from the context. Casual vocabulary, choto is used, which is standard, but the overall tone is relaxed. Can you have choto choto right before dake? Okay, yes, you can have choto right before dake. The phrase choto dake is a common and natural expression in Japanese. It combines meanings of choto little and dake means only or just. Together, choto dake means only a little or just a bit. Or only a little bit is often used to soften a request or to emphasize the smallness of an action or amount. So, 今回はちょっと、今回はちょっとだけ、心配だから来たの。
今回はちょっとだけ心配だから来たの。でももう大丈夫ね。
でも、もう大丈夫ね。But everything's already fine, or everything's already all right.
今回はちょっとだけ心配だから来たの。でももう大丈夫ね。
街に出かけよう一人でいたって暗いだけでしょ。So, let's head out to the city. Let's see. Let's see. Staying as this is probably using the sute like the water particle. So as for staying as one person, or in other words, as for staying by yourself, kurai dake desho. In other words, it's saying in suggestive tense that it's just going to be gloomy. So, machi ni dekakeyo. Hitori de itatte kurai dake desho. Hurai gloomy.
街に出かけよう一人でいたってくらいだけでしょループして落ち込んでなおさら悩んじゃって
Lupu shite Ochikonde. I believe Ochikonde was feeling down. Like emotionally, that's Ochikonde. Ochikomu, okay. To feel down, to feel sad. So, looping around, feeling down. Yep, basically this is T-form chaining of either things happening at the same time or things happening one after the other. So, lupu shite Ochikonde is basically same time. So going around in loops, feeling down. Chi na sara. See, Sada needs furthermore, so Sada has to do with further, I'm guessing. Sada Sada, a rustling sound. I hear the leaves rustling, okay. Oh, that's what that automatic word was. I was trying to remember that one. Nasara. Oh, now Sada. Still yet, Fukushi. So still continuing then? Yeah. Now Sada. Still more, even more, all the more. So still, and then continuing. More, still more, greater, further. Now, so, now Sada a nayan jatte. See, nayan jatte. Nayamu, to be worried. Oh, okay. This is probably the Shimao transformation where Shimao, when you have a de ending tab form, becomes, instead of Chau, becomes Jau. And then this is in its connected form, so it's Jatte. So Nayan Jatte. So you're going to end up being worried, essentially. So if you're looping around, filling down, furthermore, you're gonna end up being worried. Nayan jatte. So, lupu shite ochikonde no sara a nayan jatte. So Sada has that further meaning, and then now has that still more. Okay, so ループで落ち込んでなおさら悩んじゃって。See, I keep going in circles and feeling down, and it just makes me worry even more. Okay, so this translator's taking the no sara as a modifier for the nayanjatte. Oh yeah, no sara is a fukushi or adverb, so yeah, that makes sense. No sara, then nayanjatte. So okay, ループして落ち込んでなおさら悩んじゃって
落ち込んでふして出かけよう一人でいたってくらいだけでしょループして落ち込んでなおさら悩んじゃって外に飛び出そう心配いらない大昔から
外に飛び出そう So jump let's jump outside, or shall we jump outside? 飛び出す飛び出す To jump out, to leap out. 心配いらない worry doesn't exist, so don't worry. I think it's supposed to be don't worry. Oh, there are no worries. I think maybe it's supposed to mean that. Yeah, so let's jump outside. There are no worries. Omukashi kara. Okay. From a long time ago. Soto ni tobidaso. 心配いらない大昔から Let's run outside. Don't worry. It's been this way since time immemorial. From a long time ago. Okay. Shouldn't Dad be there if it means don't worry? Shouldn't this have Dad if it means don't worry? See, 心配いらない okay, is the correct and natural phrase because いらない is a not adjective, meaning unnecessary. Or not a verb. See, the phrase noun plus ita nai, it literally means worry is unnecessary. No particle needed because ita nai functions as an adjective describing the state of Shinpai. No particle de is required. It contrasts with the verb. If you're using the verb Shinpai suru to worry, you would use the negative imperative shinai de, which does use de because it is the negative te form of the verb. That's right. Is iranai an adjective? I mean, no, it says it's an ichidan verb. Isn't iranai a verb? Nai is classified as an I adjective or keiyoshi, meaning not exist. This is distinct from the negative ending nai that attaches to verbs, even though they're written in the same way. Iranai literally means it's not necessary. Okay. Isn't the verb nai is attached to iru? Oh, that's right. You just if this was iru, you would just say nai, but this is not nai. This is iranai. Or if no. If this was iru, it'd be inai. That's right. What is the base word iranai is based on? Let's see. Iru meaning to need. This is the most common source of iranai in the sense of not needed. Oh, that's right, because iru meaning to need is a godon verb, so it conjugates as iranai. While iru as in to exist is an ichidan verb, so it conjugates as inai. In the phrase shinpai iranai, no need to worry, iranai comes from the iru as in to need. No need to worry. If you're telling someone to not worry, don't you need a de after this? After it? Yes, you do need a de if you're given a direct command to do not worry, but the structure is different. There are two main ways to say don't worry as a compound. Shinpai shinai de. This is the most common and neutral way. It uses the negative tab form sudo. Okay. You can take the negative form of shinai. Then shinpai sudo na. This is stronger. More direct command. Did use this. Okay, so what about using the verb iru? Hopefully I have the right to exist. Yeah, to be needed at one, yeah. Yes, you can use the verb iru to mean to need or to be necessary, but it's used differently than a command, like don't worry. Iru is an intransitive code verb meaning to be necessary. The thing that is needed is the subject of the sentence marked by ga, okay? So, shinpai iranai really means worry is not necessary. Here, shinpai is the subject, and then iranai, not needed, is the negative form of iru. This is a statement of fact, not a direct command. To give a direct command, don't worry, use the verb sudo in its negative tab form. Okay, so you're not so much saying don't worry, you're saying worry is not necessary. Okay. Oh, konnichiwa, Amiru. Let's see, iru to need and iru to exist only applies to animate objects. For animate objects, you would use aru instead. Yeah, I was trying to figure out the exact meaning of this. Like, is it saying don't worry or worry is not necessary? If I understand this correctly, it's saying worry is not necessary. It's not necessarily saying don't worry. Soto ni tobidaso shinpai iranai o mukashi kara. Chikiyu, or basically the earth or a sphere, basically referring to the earth as in like the actual sphere itself, a ball of dirt. Chikiyu date. So okay, and from what I understand, basically this is like emphasizing it. It's like saying the Earth spins versus it is that the Earth spins. Basically, a way of emphasizing. So, chikiyu date moateru. So the Earth is spinning. This is in the active sense, moateru, or the Earth is rotating. Moateru. Moateru. To turn to rotate, okay. Then Kito, surely, Tsuki-datte moaru yo. So the Earth is spinning. Surely the moon spins as well. Or surely the moon spins. So Chikiyu datte mawateru Kito Tsuki datte mawaru yo. Oh, that's not cheeky U. This is Chikyu. Okay, Chikyu. Yeah, that's a small U in there. Chikyu. Datte. So Chikyu datte mawate. Okay, Chikyu datte mawateru Kito Suki datte mawaru yo. And I'm not sure if you should consider this sute as basically a casual wa, or if it's actually mean to say, like, to say the earth, essentially. But it could just be there in Japanese. There's actually no difference. The casual wa and to saying the phrase to say is the same. Could actually mean the same thing if I understand it correctly. Mawaru yo. Okay, the night in negative conjugations is technically an I adjective. You'll notice it conjugates the same. Yes, I know that, but I what I was asking about was that usually when you're giving commands, even though you have that not I adjective nai at the end, you often still say de at the end of that when doing commands like hashira nai de, as in don't run. You don't say hashira nai from how I understand it, when given commands of don't run, you say hashira nai de. So my understanding is when you just say, like, so my understanding when it was shinpai iranai, you're not saying don't. Uh, there is. Oh yeah, that wouldn't really make sense in a way. Trying to give that as a command. Yeah, no need to worry. You're just saying no need to worry. Yeah, that's right. It's not really a command, hence the de's not there. Because from how I understand it, if you want to just say something to the negative, you say it without the de. And if you want to say something like it's a command, which in the negative, of course, because you generally are saying in a lot of commands saying something like don't do something, you say it with the de. And if I remember correctly, I think that de is actually related to the copula, if I remember correctly. That could be the connective version of da. Actually, let's see. Is the de in Ashira Nai de the connective version of da? Okay, no, the de in Hashira Nai de is not the connective form of the copula da. In this context, the de is the te form, connective form of the negative auxiliary verb nai. Here's the breakdown. Hashiru to run. Negative form hashira nai. Do not run. Connective negative te form hashira nai de. So do not want without running, then without running or don't run. Oh, in other words, do whatever you're doing without running. So you use the method of not running to do whatever you're doing, I guess, something like that. So when you say don't do X as a request or prohibition, you use nai form of the verb and add de. So tebe nai de, don't eat. Ika nai de, don't go. The de functions similar to the verb te form to connect the clause, often implying without doing. Okay, this de functions similar to the verb te form to connect the clause, often implying without doing, or serving as a soft negative command. The connected form of the copula da is also de, but is used specifically for non-adjectives and nouns to link to other clauses. Shizuka de, quiet, and okay, not the verbs. Okay, wait. So is this the standard method de? Is this the method de? No, the de in hashira nai de is not the method de or means de, as in by train. In this case, de is the te form. Okay, so it just says it's basically the connective form of nai, essentially. So nai's connective form is nai de. Let's actually look up that. Nai. Okay, yeah. The nai from aru, it's saying its connective form is nakute, which is what I expected, nakute. But imperatives, nai de kudasai. Isn't the connective form nakute? See, nakute is indeed the te form conjunctive form of nai. Nai de is different grammatical construction that serves similar but distinct purposes. Nakute is the true te form of the negative auxiliary verb nai. It is used to connect clauses, where the first clause is the reason or cause for the second. Because I didn't hear, okay. Link any negative parts of speech. IHs, non-IHs, nouns. Nai de is a compound form of nai plus de. That means without doing. It is used to indicate doing the main action without performing the first. Okay, so nakute implies causal relationships, while naide implies without doing the first thing, do the second thing. And see, it is used to indicate doing the main activity. Okay. Form. Okay. What is the origin of naide? The origin of Naide is not definitively settled, but it's considered an early modern Japanese construction that emerged from the Muromachi period, approximately 14th to 16th century. It is a compound of the auxiliary nai in the particle de. The de here retains its core meaning of with or by means of. I thought so. It looked like the by means of de, resulting in a little sense of by means of not doing. This evolved into the modern functions expression without doing. Tabenai de kita came without eating, okay. Informing negative requests. Tabenai de kudasai, please don't eat. While nakute is grammatically regulative form of nai de developed as a distinct construction to express attendant circumstances or manners rather than a cause. Its etymology is distinct from the connective copula da. Okay, that's what I've always assumed when I noticed that little pattern in the charts, that this looks an awful lot like the method dead, the way it's being used. So, chi Q date mawateru kito suki date mawaru yo.
落ち込んでなおさら悩んじゃって外に飛び出そう心配いらない大昔から地球だって回ってるきっと好きだって回るよ Run your love song ハレハレルヤみんなはじけて愛し合おう
みんなはじけて愛しゃおう. Basically, 愛しゃおう is to love one another. And from what I understand it, this is its own word, but I noticed a lot of times when you want to talk about doing things in both directions, you use this au kanji in the word. Let's see, hajikete. To burst open, to split open, to pop open. Mina hajiketa aishiao. So in other words, everyone bursting with loving one another. In this case, the hajiketa happens at the same time as the aishiao. So mina hajiketa aishiao.
Run your love song ハレハレルヤみんなはじけて愛し合おう単調な日常通常な感情
単調な日常通常な感情単調な日常通常な感情単調 is monotone donus, so it's made from simple and then tune. So basically, a simple tune is basically like a pattern in everyday life, aka monotone. Monotony, donus, okay. Tancho na nichijo, and then Nichijou is everyday or daily, ordinary. So day and usual, so usual day or everyday, okay. So monotone, everyday, so Tanjo na Nichijou, then Sujo, usual, ordinary, regular, and then na Kanjo, emotions. So ordinary emotions, Kanjo. Remember, Kimochi is feeling and Kanjo is emotions. To give you a little nuance on the difference of those two words. Like, and it's used in that way from how I understand it in Japanese and English, where like with kanjo, you're basically talking about it in a more analytical way, hence why I use the word emotion. And then kimochi, you're focusing more on the actual feeling itself, so you use the word feelings generally when you with kimochi. So ordinary emotions, okay. Monotone every day. Monotonous days, ordinary feelings. Now that's a much better way of translating it. Monotonous days, ordinary feelings. Tansho na nichijou, sujo na kanjo. So, mamoranaku cha dame. Mamoranaku cha dame na koto itsumo aru. So, this is from let's see, mamoraku te dewa dame. So, in other words, so basically, mamoranai. Okay, mamoranaku is the connective form of mamoranai. So not protecting, basically not protecting, and then koto, thing, so non-physical things. And that the kute dewa gets shortened to kucha, or the te dewa gets shortened to cha. Actually, no, was cha from a substitution for te dewa, or was it for? Oh, that's right. There's no need for de. It's just tewa. That's right. I think cha can either be tewa or dewa. Now that I think about it, whatever makes more sense grammatically. Let's see. Can cha be tewa or dewa in Japanese? Yes, cha in casual spoken contraction of either tewa and ja is a casual spoken contraction of dewa. Okay, so you use ja if you want to contract dewa, and you use cha if you want to contract tewa. So this is from Mamora nakute te wa dame na koto itsumo aru. So so not protecting things. Okay, not protecting is bad. So things not protecting is bad, and those things not protecting that's bad will always have. I think this or it's just exist or have. I think it's supposed to be in total. I will always have something that I must protect. This is one of the ways you say you have to do something in Japanese. The more casual way of saying it. Let's see. Mamora naku cha dame koto itsu mo aru. There are always things I have to protect. So mamora naku cha dame koto itsumo aru. See. And this is the aru to have or to exist. Or does it really matter? Because that's almost the same thing to some extent. The phrase breaks down. Okay, things must be kept. Followed. Okay, itsumo always. All even more. Aru exists. Meaning it indicates that such things exist in a world or in a given situation rather than someone possessing them. So things that have to be protected will always exist. So mamoranaku. Okay, mamoranaku cha dame na koto itsumo aru.
守らなくちゃダメなこといつもや単調な日常通常な感情守らなくちゃダメなこといつもある
Shitsumon ga arimasu ka? Are there any questions? And if there's no questions, we're going to raid, so please stick around for that. Okay, we're gonna raid Kanade. Okay, let's see who else we're gonna raid. Okay, the second raid is gonna go to Dr. Disrespect. He's playing Apex Legends. And let's see, the third raid shall go to we're gonna raid Bop Up the Sad Clown. She's currently studying Japanese. Minasan, ukiyotsukete. Mata ashita. Goodbye everyone. See you tomorrow.